record, I'm ready to go.
Recording in progress.
It is 7 o'clock and I will call the meeting to order. We have two additions to the agenda. One is a slate of liquor licenses. I believe there are 7 of them. And then there's a contract with BCRC to administer the grant. Is that what that is?
It's the grant for revising the town plan
Right.
that we got a little while ago.
Yep. Okay, so.
And we need to approve the contract for town meeting technology.
Okay. Is that also needs
That's
to be
it.
added?
Yes, that needs to be added as
Okay.
well, because I don't see where we're gonna,
So
I
those-
guess it would fit under 11, town meeting planning,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's okay.
So we're good with that?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to make those two additions to the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion made by Matt and seconded by Karen to approve the addition of 7 liquor licenses and the contract with BCRC for the town plan grant. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Everybody signed those things going around except Jamie, so we're good. All right, we have the minutes of the February 26th meeting and the meeting of January 21st to
Should be
approve.
February 5th.
I'm sorry, February 5th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Motion made by Matt and seconded by Karen to approve the minutes of the January 21st meeting and the February 5th meeting as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next on the agenda is the public comments, and I see we have a couple of people here for public comments, so we'll take them in order.
Marty.
Marty, you're on, you just have to unmute yourself.
I just came to be here on behalf of the Arlington Energy Committee, and I think there might be a couple of other folks from the committee that'll be tuning into the meeting today. We had spoken with you previously and wanted you all to know that we're available to support any of the activities that involve essentially being able to reduce the costs and, of energy efficiency in any of the buildings that we have and so on. But we noted that there were things that might be on the agenda for this meeting tonight that relate to the proposals. Is that correct? Did I get the right information about that, Dan? That you're going to be talking in any way about any of the projects that involve the proposals, that I believe, that had come to the select board? Is that on tonight's meeting?
I believe it is, and also
Okay.
the I guess it's a hold harmless agreement language for the carbon emissions tool. That's
Yeah,
also
yes,
those two
yes.
items.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right.
Which we would very much like to have the select board, be able to approve.
Yep.
Our being able to share that with other communities in Vermont or anywhere else who might be able to use it as a way of analysis of their, their own carbon
read that again?
situation. That's something we'd very much like to see happen. But the other thing that we were concerned about is essentially, I don't think that our committee has a really good understanding of what the select board has approved or not yet approved with respect to a vendor that you brought in to make an analysis. And I hope I'm not, by the expression on your face, Dan, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but we understood that a vendor had been brought in to make an analysis of the work that needed to be done to reduce carbon emissions and costs of heating and so on of some of the buildings. What I had understood was, among other things, that they had recommended, for example, some work for the town garage and some other recommendations that were perhaps quite redundant about work that had, already been recommended, I would say 3 or 4 years ago. And we're concerned about redundancy. We're concerned about what this other entity is that you've hired to advise the select board, and frankly, why we're not being engaged in these conversations.
Well, I
Cynthia,
think,
did you have something that you
Yeah,
wanted to add?
I was just gonna say, this actually is an agenda item, but I think I can answer the questions that are immediate in your comments. We did hire Centerline Architects to create specifications from the general recommendation of, ceiling and heat pumps and windows, to actually specify the kinds of windows, what kinds of heat pumps, with measurements and calculations, to go from the general recommendation to the specific. Because we have a state grant and we have to have specifics to back up the general goal of energy efficiency. So we got her recommendations, and tonight the board has before it a draft request for proposals for work at both the town garage and the town hall. At this point, it's windows and doors only, because the timing of this grant and the amount of money may not be sufficient to cover everything we'd be interested in. A lot of it is the timing, because everything has to be done before the end of the year. It's very, very tight. So I've been working with someone from BCRC and the architect from Centerline to get this RFP ready. It doesn't have everything, but I think this would be doable. And I think we should discuss this under the agenda item.
yep.
Right, that's fine with me, and I'll hang out here and just listen, and if I could be given permission to comment on
For
any
sure.
of the.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's under item 8 on the agenda, if you have it in front of you. But we have 3 or 4 items to get, till we get there, so.
Sure, those were my reasons for being here, Dan.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll be back.
Okay.
Steve, you're up.
Steve McClafferty, just 2 things. Is it possible to post the agenda packets? All the information, I just haven't seen it out there. When you go to the latest on the website, in the upper right-hand corner, it says agenda packets and information. And it's everything from last year. So I don't know if it's being done, but just, so.
So I think that's, if I may, I think that's because, I may not be closing the loop and getting them to Susan for posting, and like for today, I only was sending the board the packets this afternoon because of all the budget stuff, so that's really on me. And I'm making a note, because there's no reason that they can't be posted.
Yeah.
I just have to get them to her and ask her to post them, so.
And just the other thing, unless if Nick is on, but everything online under the
Nick is
latest,
us.
still, it should be, change it to select board
Yeah.
or something.
Agreed.
We have a
Just-
project to work on that this year. It's
Yeah.
just been
Yeah,
not enough time, and we hope to
Just
also
so
work
you
on a
know.
more permanent solution.
Yep, that's all I'm doing.
And part of that project is actually to completely revamp the website, make it more
Oh,
user-friendly, et cetera, et cetera.
Easier to post as well
Oh,
as
yeah.
easier to
Post,
access.
easier to
Yeah.
use internally and
Externally.
use
Yeah.
externally, so.
Okay, that's
It's
all I
a
have.
major project, but
But
we
for the
have it
time,
high on our agenda.
but for the time being, I will try to be
Oh,
more
yeah.
diligent in using what we do have, and I apologize.
Oh,
We are well aware of the existing website's deficiencies.
Okay.
There's good parts of it, but it's
There isn't any.
Yeah, it's,
Yep, that's fine.
Just like me.
I just,
That's
That's all.
gonna be a problem, because I don't, there hasn't been agenda packages on there for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're supposed to be, so we'll,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we'll
Yep,
get
I'm
that
just
done.
saying.
We'll get that.
Observation.
thanks for pointing out.
Thank you.
We were aware of it, but I wasn't aware it was that far behind. So, okay. All right, any other public comments? Do you have anything? Okay. All right, Arlington Highway updates.
I don't have anything in particular, as
I know
far-
Mark's on his way, he's just gonna be late,
Oh,
but
he's on his way,
Yeah.
okay.
So let's just bump that till he gets here.
Sure.
All right, fire department.
I don't have anything in
No.
particular from them. Jamie's not here. I don't know if you or Matt have any.
I don't have anything specific. I had asked Eric for some more run information, but I asked late, so I didn't expect. And I know that we have one claim in to our third-party biller, and that is still pending. It has been assigned an adjuster with the Chubb, so what I wanted to do and what I will do is review the runs and just make sure that we have submitted for everything that we're eligible for reimbursement on. So that's my to-do this week.
And Dan, could I just interject that if anybody's hearing an annoying squeaking sound,
It's the bearing.
this is the bearings in the furnace. He came and lubricated it and ordered parts, and he's supposed to be here tomorrow to put in the new parts.
Okay.
But that's what's.
Is that that high pitched
Yeah.
That's
whistle?
the
That's
chirping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
thought it
just,
was coming from in that room, but-
No, it's from the furnace. It kind of,
Okay.
it kind of travels through the metal, kind of, you know, it's like.
That's where I'm hearing it from the
Okay.
radiator,
Makes sense.
so,
Makes
okay,
sense.
yeah. All right.
It'll be good on the video, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Have that nice high
Everybody,
pitched
what's
line.
that noise?
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry.
No problem. All right, land use administrator, we have a situation with, we need to temporarily appoint Cynthia to the land use position. Maybe you can just describe,
Sure,
what that
the
is.
situation is that as you should know, Joe Nash is gonna be stepping down from her position as land use administrator at the end of March. But in February, she's going to a family, an important family gathering for a couple of weeks. So the plan is that I should fill in as the interim land use administrator with backup from Nick Zias and Dara Zink from BCRC. So in other words, if they ask me something that I'm like, whoa, you know, then I can consult them. And they would be working as our consultants just under the existing contract. And this is essentially an extension of my town administrator activities because Nick filled in as land use administrator, but I didn't know if the board would want a temporary contractor or not, so I just whipped one up using other models. And if you would like, I need to be appointed so that I can fill the hours tomorrow.
beginning tomorrow, yeah.
Beginning tomorrow, if you would just like to appoint
No
me.
rush.
No rush, sorry. If you would just like to appoint me and then we can come back to the contract and the formalities later, I'm fine with that. But I think in order for anything I do to count, you have to appoint me.
Okay.
So, so it's up to the board if you wanna deliberate about this, which would be fine, or what you wanna do. Cause I didn't send you that
I
contract
think it
until
would be
today.
wise to appoint you, given the situation, and then review this and we
That's
can
fine.
act on it next meeting.
Absolutely fine.
So,
Absolutely
since
fine.
this is the first time I'm seeing it,
Absolutely
and I
fine.
don't know about the rest of you.
No, I only sent it this afternoon. It was
Okay, well,
ridiculous,
that
so.
makes total sense to, let's not just do it because we're rushed.
Cause I think that just the appointment is fine. I think
Yeah,
that's
I think so too. So I will entertain a motion to temporarily appoint Cynthia as the land use administrator for the above mentioned reasons.
I make a motion to appoint Cynthia Browning interim land use administrator, starting February 9th, 2026, and continue through April 31st, 2026 as stated.
I'll second.
Motion made by Glenn and seconded by Matt to appoint Cynthia as the interim land use administrator through the dates specified. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And I will take steps to locate the advertising material and position description and things like that from the
Okay.
last time we went out, so that we can, move forward that, and Joan indicated that if we have a new hire in March,
I think we
she
do it
would
under
train the
highway.
person, obviously, so.
When is
Okay.
Mark planning on getting here?
Sounds good.
But
Everything else for that's all set, and then now we have a draft, this is the draft RFP
Yep,
for the MERP RFP that we will be sending out. Has everybody had a chance to review
yeah,
it?
do them all.
now again, this is something that only just went around,
Yeah, we could also table this, act on it?
no, actually
Or
don't
do we
think
need
we
to do it right
can.
away? Okay.
This is something that, I think I put a copy of it down there, is that it?
Yep.
Right there? Yeah.
Yep.
This is something that, the terms of the grant are such that it has to be, the work has to be completed by a certain time
Okay.
and paid for by a certain time. I can still be revising this, and if somebody in the board wants to be a point person to work with me on it, that would be okay, but I have to get this out to the contractors as soon as possible. It has been reviewed by Callie Fishburne from BCRC, who's working with me on this, and by Kelly Clark at Centerline Architects.
Okay.
It's pretty bare bones. Kelly recommended having the contractors buy the windows and doors, as well as install them with our specifications, because then if there's any problem with them, they have to deal with returning, and,
For sure.
that kind of stuff. Remember that the insulation in the garage is not in this. I can try to do another RFP for that later, and we can try and see if we can get that done too. But because of this whole time frame crunch, we wanna be sure we do this, and we don't wanna get hung up
Yes.
on trying to go out with too much too soon. That was what,
Okay.
Callie recommended to me, because many towns are having trouble keeping on the state's,
Schedule.
timeline.
It's basic, but
It's very basic.
I don't have a problem with the way it's
Just after speaking
written.
with Marky today, actually, for the garage doors, this overhead doors,
Yeah.
part of the conversation Marky and I had today was about those doors and getting automatic openers on them. Are those gonna come?
I have no idea.
I would think that they would, but,
It's not in the RFP,
It's
it
not in the
won't be.
That's what
RFP, but
I
I
mean,
can
that's
put it in there, yeah.
yeah, okay. We
Is
had talked
that
about doing all
covered by
three
the
doors.
grant or not? Those might not be
Yeah, they
covered
might
by
not
the
be covered
grant.
by the grant. But it might be something we could talk to the contractor about and have as an extra that we pay for.
Additional option.
Yeah.
Okay, if we
Yeah.
could do that, that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've written it down.
Okay, thank you. That's all I got from that particular piece for this.
Yeah, this seems pretty basic and bare bones. I don't see any reason why
Did
we
give
couldn't
them,
approve
excuse
it.
me, but did we give them specs on the materials, the type of windows and everything?
The only thing that I'm specifying is that the whole point of this is, I mean,
It's just the dimensions, I
I've
mean,
sent this to Kelly and Callie, so if Kelly thinks I need to, if there are like Energy Star ratings or whatever, I mean, I can put in whatever we need to put
Okay.
in. For the town hall, they need to look like what we already have. And
These.
yes,
does it say that
yes.
in there?
So they don't have to buy them in the same place, but this is what we gotta
Similar
get.
type.
Similar time.
Probably the same brand, I would think. Just whether you buy them in the same place or not, doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah. So I can put in
There should be a
anything-
label on those that tells you
Yeah, yeah.
what the brand is.
So I can put anything, in, if you want me to put in something about energy rating, I can, get that from one of the women. I think that's a good idea, cause this is very, very
Yeah.
basic.
You might actually be able to find in the files the
Yeah.
invoices from RK
Right,
for those to know whether they were Marvin. That would be my guess, but I don't know.
okay.
There's so many different windows.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And,
If we got them marked here,
and
there's only-
I don't know, ease of cleaning, I mean, there's all kinds of things that they have UV ratings and stuff like
Sure.
that. It's all, all that stuff is,
None of these windows are gonna be easy to clean. They're 10 feet tall. I mean, it's
No,
Well, you
but
get
I'm
them to
just-
fold in, I mean, but they should just match the existing ones that we
Yeah.
have that we've already
Yeah.
replaced.
yeah.
and the measurements, the other thing is that, I don't know who made the measurements?
Kelly Clark from the architect, not me.
Okay, cause I always let the vendor measure.
And they can measure it.
Well, that's what Arcade did with all these windows
And
that
they,
were replaced.
they should measure.
Yeah,
Well,
they
the-
came and made the measurements
Right.
for
The
each
general
specific
contractor will do
window.
that.
No, they
before
would
they
do
order
that,
it.
but I wanna stress, these are not me, these are.
Right,
Tyler,
right.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, if
Right.
the architect and engineer wrote, I'm pretty confident if the A&E wrote the RFP or helped write that, that will be covered. It had the necessary line at the bottom as well. And we can review, we're not committed, we're sending out an RFP. So
Right.
those come back, we can review them,
We can
we
question,
can
we can-
question them, we
Yep.
can reject all of them and reissue if we need
Yep,
to.
absolutely. Any further discussion, I will entertain a motion,
Could
to
I just
approve
say that if, I think I should make further revisions along these lines, and I just sent this to Kelly and Callie today, so they may have
yeah,
comments too.
they may
Could I
catch some
have
things
one
too.
board member that I can work with? I'll work with Glenn on the
Yep.
final version of this then.
Yeah.
Okay,
If you
that's
want me
great.
to review it for legal language, I'm happy to do that.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, excellent, thank you.
all right, so I'll
'Cause I've
entertain a
just been doing
motion
that.
to approve
So moved.
draft. Motion made by Matt and seconded by Glenn to approve the draft for the RFP for the MERP projects. And there isn't a date, but you can date it today's date.
I'll put in the dates, and could you advise me, like, if I get this proposal out, say by the end of this week, how much time should I allow for the contractors to get back? to me?
3 weeks.
2 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay,
Yeah.
okay, and, is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else.
That would
Okay.
make it not quite March 1st, but yeah,
Yeah.
3 weeks is good.
3
Okay.
weeks, yeah.
There's
Excellent.
I
only
mean,
4 in
it's-
February, so.
Well, and
We're
it's
almost-
backed up, and you have
we're
to
almost a
remember
week
that
through.
next week's President's Week,
Yep.
and so
Short-
people
short
may be on
week,
vacation.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that's why I say 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a good
yeah,
point.
Good point, so, yeah.
okay,
All right,
Thank
all
you.
those
Calendar in
in
my
favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, Arlington Energy Committee. Language governing the carbon
So-
emission sharing, as well as the topics that Marty brought up.
Yeah,
Bless
with
you.
regards to the tracking template sharing language, I had reviewed that when I saw it this morning and made a few little changes to that, which I just printed out. I didn't get to it before that.
That's fine.
I
put it out
think,
here or,
I got it right here.
okay,
Just printed it out. Not many changes. It's really, I'll just read how I rewrote it. By using this carbon tracking template, the undersigned acknowledges and agrees that the town of Arlington, Vermont, quote, the town, provides this template as is without any representations or warranties of any kind express or implied, including but not limited to warranties of accuracy, completeness, reliability, or fitness for a particular purpose. This template was developed by the Volunteer Advisory Arlington Energy Committee. The town expressly disclaims any responsibility or liability for errors, omissions, or any outcomes resulting from the use of this template. The user assumes full responsibility for evaluating the suitability and applicability of the template to their specific circumstances and for ensuring compliance with applicable laws, regulations, and best practices. To the fullest extent permitted by law, the user agrees to indemnify, defend, and hold harmless the town, its officers, employees, agents, and representatives from and against any and all claims, demands, damages, losses, liabilities, costs, and expenses, including reasonable attorney fees arising out of or related to the use of this template. That would be my recommended language.
so what I had, actually came from, Stephanie, she did a little research on the, and came up with that language, which was pretty good. I had not sent it to our attorney yet, but Matt's just as good, so.
I would still send this,
I would
I would
still send it
send
to
my
the attorney.
version to
Okay.
Wilmington, Campbell, Benton, Stasny.
Okay,
Because it is a little bit more specific, especially in the hold harmless clause.
Right, no, I think that's, very good, and I can,
And they'll redline it too, because they're gonna get paid for it, so they'll add something or subtract something.
right, I mean, but I do think it's important to realize that this is just a tracking
Yep.
tool. It's really
Right,
just an Excel spreadsheet with specific instructions, as all of those spreadsheets have, and it's pretty sophisticated, but it's just a
Yep.
tracking tool.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any, but we do
Sure,
have to
we might
make
as well
sure
be
we're
careful.
fully covered,
Yeah.
and so I think that the proposed language was good. I tightened it up a little bit. Our attorney will definitely redline something in there just because they're gonna want to.
Right.
That's what they do, and
Yep.
so that'll be perfectly fine.
Can I ask a couple of questions?
You
then?
may.
Does is the committee giving recommendations on who the select board should be sending this tool to?
No, we're not sending it,
No?
they have people who are interested in it
Oh,
from
okay.
amongst other energy committees in the town,
other-
we're not doing
Other
it. This is
town
just to
committees
cover
around the
us.
state.
So they meet with other energy committees and who are interested in doing the same thing, and of course, let's not everybody reinvent the wheel. So they have particular people who they think would be capable of
So you're in
using it.
control of it?
Yes, so
Okay.
Stephanie is,
That's what
who's
I'm-
right there, she's the one. who's
Stephanie has
choosing-
joined us.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, who's choosing who they will, share it with.
Yep.
Okay, that's, because we don't know what to.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
absolutely correct, absolutely correct.
All right,
So
Uh,
after the attorney reviews it and with any
Then we'll look
revisions,
At the
then
next meeting?
the town approves them doing the sharing
Mhm.
and sending the whole harmless, okay.
Okay. Yeah, it'll take a
And I
take a
think
few days
we
to do
could
that.
probably make a motion, I'll make a motion that once the language is approved by the town's attorney, it could be issued to the Energy Committee.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Matt and seconded by Karen to approve the language pending approval of the attorneys. As soon as we have that approval, they can begin forwarding it to whomever they choose, other energy committees around the state.
Important side note on that is that when it is shared, when you do share the tool, it would be important that whomever you are sharing it with signs the agreement with the language provided.
Yes.
So I'll create a space for Stephanie or whoever, Stephanie or Joan, whoever's doing the sharing to sign, and then for whoever's getting it to
Yep.
sign.
And you may also want to create one tab at the on your spreadsheet that's the header or the first page tab of the spreadsheet that also includes that language.
And that, it's important to know who it goes to, mostly just to track that, and that it's not copyrighted, but, or maybe it is copyrighted, I don't know, but it just keeps track of who puts their hands on it.
Yeah.
Is it changed in any way, et cetera, so.
Yeah, and they can't change what we have. Our things are locked in our own.
That was my
Our-
next question, good.
Yeah.
Keeps
You
it
know,
somewhat proprietary.
Right. The other thing, though, that I would just add is that when we originated this idea, the concept was to put it under, and this is not something that I would say has been approved by the whole committee, but Karen Lee and I were the ones who originated the concept and, began with the backbone of what is now the tracking tool. And the idea was that it would exist under a community commons type of license, which is a little different than a regular type of copyright, which basically would mean that if a little town out in Australia wanted to use it, that they also could, and that, there would be some way of doing it. Right now, I think what's important is you've already approved one way that we can get this out, which I think is important right now for the state of Vermont and other people who ask us. And I don't know where Stephanie would stand on this, but, the possibility of us revisiting, being able to make this more publicly available, for example, through a peer-reviewed paper, for instance, or something of that nature, into some sort of you know, publication that goes to groups like our own in other parts of the country or other parts of the world. I mean, it's intended to be a useful tool for people. And there ought to be a way that in the long term, we could create language that would make it available to others. So anyway,
I think we
that's-
can cross that bridge when you get there, and the language will definitely need to go through council to make sure that that's
Sure.
approved appropriately.
Sure, I would understand that, but we've got at least this temporary circumstance, which I'm happy
Yep.
that we have any way of sharing it at all.
Yep.
And the other thing is, the next step after we get the approval and Cynthia draws up the, I guess, a contract, for lack of a better word, that we can use with this, is that there are a couple of towns that are waiting to try it. So we'd like them to try it so we can refine it more. So we're still at the stage of seeing what is it like for people outside of our Arlington Energy Committee to use this. And I'm sure we'll get some really great feedback, and then we'll be at the next level. But there are organizations in the state that have asked to help to spread this once we get it to the point where we're ready to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you. And I just want to say that this is something to be Arlington proud about. There's a lot of people that have put a huge amount of effort into it. And, you know, it's one of the reasons that Arlington's gotten some of the attention that we've gotten over the last couple of years. So we should all be very proud of the fact that we've got this kind of, the generosity of time that various other people, you know, have put into this project is just really pretty enormous. So anyway, Arlington proud.
Thank you.
Duly recognized. All right, now we're going to move back up to item 5, the highway
We gotta
department,
vote on
since
that.
Mark is.
So we have to vote
We
on
have to
that.
vote.
Oh, okay, let's, motion was made by Matt and seconded by Karen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, now you're on. Highway updates.
So, I'm not sure what your RFP there was for the garage repairs, but is it replacing the 3 overhead doors?
2.
That's,
It's replacing
Two of them.
2,
2 of them, okay, the older 2. All right.
yes.
and then the side door and the windows.
Yeah, when they were there servicing the doors, they've still gotta come back and put the universal rubber seal on the bottom of 2 of them.
Okay.
I asked him to look at them, whether we could put electric openers on them or not. And they can. They do make one that's small enough to fit in between. We'd have to put an outlet there. He priced them out for me, sent me an email for the 2 doors toward the rescue squad building. They're $950 a piece. The next door toward Miles's needs a different shaft to go through the spring because it's not long enough to reach out for the motor for them to hook to. So it would be $1,200 for that door. So I was hoping that we could do something like that because it's a major pain in the butt when you're there by yourself and have to get a truck in, get a truck out. It's freezing cold out.
And do you have
Not
that
so much
money
if
in
you
your?
gotta get out, but if you had to, and that all came with a wall button and remote for each.
For trucks.
Okay.
For 3 trucks. So that we could push the button back out, push the button and the door would close.
Do you have that in your budget?
I could make that work in my budget.
I think we should get the doors replaced first.
Yep.
And we can get pricing for those with the RFP for the doors, just knowing
As a side.
that we have to cover that,
We're
because that's
covering
not
that
gonna
out
be
separate
covered in
from
the grant.
RFP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because that would be the logical time, like, we shouldn't put them on before we get new doors.
Correct.
So,
Maybe with replacing the doors, they come in a little bit less expensive.
It
than-
may be the case,
They
so,
might, yeah.
because they're already there doing the
Well,
door.
we know,
Right.
And you actually could make an argument that they do help with with efficiency, because you're gonna have them up and down a lot quicker than when you gotta get out.
That's
of the
exactly what I
order.
was just gonna say, you may be able to qualify them,
You
because
may wanna
I'll
ask
ask.
Centerline about
I'll
that.
ask, I'll ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this, all these repairs gonna happen
Yeah.
sometime in the next
This
2
year.
years, or?
They have to happen
To
this
use
year.
this grant,
Has
it
to happen this year under that
Time.
grant.
First, it has to happen, by summer,
Alright, cause
theoretically.
there's been talk of this for the last 3 years, so that's why I asked.
If we're gonna use this money, it has to happen right away.
Yep.
And if it doesn't happen right away, we won't have the money, and then we can come back to the issues in a separate way.
My other question is, the 2021 International CB, the smaller truck of the three. Every time you turn around, it's broke down. Some way, something is wrong with it. Either most of the time it's with the truck, sometimes it's with the plow. The cylinders were bad for the plow. It took me 2 months to get them. I finally did get them, got the plow fixed. I built another plow to use in the meantime. So, that being said, G-Stone Motors in Middlebury just took a 2020 Ford F-550 in trade. So I have asked them what they would give us for a trade toward that truck. Our International has a tilt hood without any openings in it. Like the big trucks have an opening in the side of the hood where you can open to check your oil and all that stuff. In order to open the hood on the CB, you have to tilt the plow frame forward to open the hood. Everything on it to work on is miserable. And no rhyme or reason, have no idea. You get in it one day, half the lights on the dash will come on, you shut it off and restart it, they'll all go out. By the time you get it down to Delurys to get it worked on, all the lights are out. So it's hard to fix it if it's not broken at that time. Half the time when all those lights are on, it won't go into four-wheel drive. So, it's not really a great truck for what we use it for, because when they put it together, the plow and the wing on it are too heavy for the truck, I think. So I'd like to know from the board, I could put off ordering a big truck an extra year, if we could, because that truck doesn't give us any issues. It's this small truck, it's constantly, either we're working on it in the shop or it's going to Delurys. And everybody that I've talked to that has, it was made by Chevrolet, they made a 6500 Chevrolet, and they made the International CB, it's all made in the same plant, and everybody's having the same problem. They're always broke down. So, but I called the salesman today, they still don't have any numbers back for me. So I just didn't know if it was something to continue to talk to the salesman about, or.
What did we say today? That you said it was what
So the truck
truck was
that-
used by Stratton.
It was traded by Stratton.
Yep.
It's a 2020, it's got 59,000 miles on it. Ours is a 21 with 37,000 miles. It has a 10-foot Boss plow on the front. It's actually a V plow, which would be a lot lighter on the suspension than the big heavy highway plow, which ours is only 9 foot wide. If you put the wing on, it's wider. The problem with putting the wing on, it's so heavy on the truck, it tilts like this because of the wing.
Yeah.
And when the wing is up, you can't see anything out the passenger side window at all. So every intersection you come to, you actually have to put the wing down a little bit so you can actually
So
see.
you can see. Yeah, that's not safe.
And we haven't put it on in the last 2 years because, well, we had it on for a little while last year, but I didn't put it on this year for safety reasons.
Yeah.
You can't see.
I'm not opposed to reviewing the numbers once we get them,
Right.
but
Yeah,
I can't
I
make
just
a
wanted to know
commitment
whether
until we see that.
Continue looking,
I think
looking
pursue
at
it.
it, or.
It doesn't hurt to gather the numbers.
Well, then that's what I
Absolutely
figured.
doesn't hurt to
I
gather
wanted
the
to
numbers.
come and.
But all of the breakdowns and all of that stuff, time is money. So if you guys are fixing it and constantly fixing it, those hours add up and it basically
Last
is
year-
become,
Last year alone, I bet we put close to $10,000 into it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's time to at least investigate something else. If we
Yeah.
can't find something better,
I spoke with the gentleman in that runs the Stratton Highway, and he said it was a very good truck for them. It was just time, for them to trade.
it was their time
And
to
it took
trade.
a year and a half, almost 2 years, he said, to get his new truck from Viking, so.
Can you have that information back to us by the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'd
You're
say
hoping to have
pursue
it
it.
today.
Yeah, I was hoping to
Yeah.
have it today because,
Yeah.
I don't know how long it'll sit there. you know.
Right, well, that's what
That's why
I'm
it
getting
came
at.
to-
If it just came on the lot and you show interest, they might,
They might,
hold on to it for
Mhm.
just a bit. And,
and I'll know when I get the number back at how much they give us for ours.
yeah,
If it's
Whether
gonna
it
be
would
something
work.
that's worth looking at or
Sure.
something that just say no.
and we can actually work that scenario out, moving that other truck forward. We can work that out on the capital reserve spreadsheet, so. And that will tell us whether it works as well, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say full speed ahead.
The rest of it is we've just been playing with these storms that keep coming.
Yeah,
Last week we had a nice reprieve and we did a bunch of oil changes, so.
Watching for another one this weekend.
any major issues with the super cold we've been having? 18 days and counting?
18 days?
18 days consecutive.
The only equipment issue was Willie tried to start the tractor yesterday to do the sidewalks and the battery just,
Didn't even say.
no, I put the
Cold.
charger
Yeah.
on it this morning and got it running. Equipment wise, the cold hasn't.
Good.
The roads are
Knock on
really,
wood.
they're really starting to show the frosty
Yeah,
They are starting to break,
and,
really get bouncy and
yeah.
heavy, and it's gonna get worse before it gets
It's gonna
better.
get worse before it gets
Make
better.
for a good
I'm-
spring?
Yeah.
I'm afraid of water mains.
Well, yeah.
I know.
I've been monitoring that with him, and he's
Yeah.
like,
There's no way to tell.
no.
I mean, could happen tonight, could happen next
Yeah.
week, it might not
Well,
happen
we
at
can
all.
get a
I hope it
contractor
doesn't,
in to
but-
handle
Oh,
those.
yeah.
I mean, down Albany way, there's been,
Not worried
Oh,
about
and
it.
they've been
30
going
of them
nuts.
last
Manchester's had a few the
Yeah.
last week, so
We've been very fortunate so far.
we have.
Yeah, so, anyway. But yeah, it was, as of tonight, it was 18 days, and they're expecting at least 2 more,
yeah,
which
they're
will
saying
put us in the top 10 most consecutive.
Wednesday we
We're
could
colder than
get
Alaska.
33.
Yeah, well, of course we are, yeah.
If I could have a few minutes of.
Executive, sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's see if we can churn through the rest of this.
Yep. I think we can.
I had Cynthia, item 10, agenda, the trailer on Dietrich's. We don't have to act on it today, but we need to just be thinking about what are we gonna do with it. I went over.
Not the fire department trailer.
Not the fire department, no, the other one that was
One we moved from the park over.
roguely disposed at the
And
park.
Never found any.
I went over, Nelson Olinsky lives right next door, and he's kind of been keeping an eye on it, and I thanks him
Yeah.
very much for the board to do that and keep an eye on it and let us know, because he sees traffic, foot traffic or truck traffic going in there. I closed the gate and put a no trespass sign on it, so that we have at least
So,
that. The snow and the ice and stuff that's over there is not likely to put anybody, even with a four-wheel drive, able to pull it out of there by
probably have to
going
wait
around the
until
building.
snow
There's no
breaks.
there. But the snow is the obstacle,
Yep.
and it's hard and it's deep and it's, yeah. So we just have to be thinking about what are we gonna do with it? My guess is, since Cynthia put out the information to the 2 inquiries about they need to prove who they are and prove ownership. Apparently, nobody's willing to do that, and my suspicion is they don't have the financial means to do it anyway.
I think we just dispose of it,
Well,
in
that's,
my opinion.
that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe we
We'll
need
have to pay
to call whoever does that, Junkers or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, we'll have to figure out.
We might have to plow it to get it out of there.
Well, we could, I mean, it's not harming anything.
No.
In my opinion, you
Yeah.
wait until The snow has melted, but the ground is not thawed yet.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
wanna go
we'll
in
have
there with
some
2
of
feet
that
of mud.
shoulder season when there'll be a good opportunity
Sure.
to find a scrapper to
Yep.
pull it out, and we'll probably have to pay for transport. They'll have to flatbed it or something.
Yeah. And my guess is we'll probably just have to eat those expenses.
We
but,
will.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal, but we don't need to own a trailer that's in that condition in that
Well, we
location.
don't technically own it, and who
Right.
knows who really owns it.
Right.
And I think the
I
Vince
think
scraped
you
off
were
it.
gonna check into what is considered abandonment with the
Well, I
town
haven't,
attorney.
done that, but I can check with that when I
Yeah.
send the lawyer that language.
I think it's worth just
I
a
think that, 'cause
cursory.
just so the board knows, we did get 2 phone messages inquiring about it, access to it, and both of them left phone numbers. I called those numbers and left messages saying, you need to show your ID and you need to show proof of ownership, and I've never heard anything. But before we essentially have it junked, we should find out from the lawyer to what extent that is our legal right, or do we have to put a notice in the paper, or how
Yeah.
long does it have to be? I mean,
Yeah, before it's considered
Yeah.
abandoned.
I mean,
We
they
just need to,
essentially abandoned it at the park, you know. so-
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah,
But we just need to cross our eyes,
paper it up.
T's and
Paper
dot
it
our
up.
eyes.
But I
to
think we
make
should
sure we
get
got
started
that.
with that now, and I can
Yes.
try and see if I
Yeah.
can find out
Yeah.
who would be able to deal with it, and then by the time the snow is less and the ground is still hard, we might be in a position to do something.
Okay.
So I think Dan's right for me to get started on
I
it.
just think we should not let it linger too
No,
much.
Yeah.
we need to get
We
it
need
out
to
of
get
there.
it out of there, and
It's just an attractive nuisance, so.
worse than that, there is foot traffic that's been going back and forth to it, right to the door, and they've got the keys, we don't.
Right.
The window's falling out, but, I'm not gonna ask anybody to crawl inside there and look.
No,
It's,
no.
it's nothing we need to be doing, so.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, I just had our agenda that to
Yep.
give everybody an update on that, so. Town meeting planning. Is that?
Yep, so I got a proposal for AV services for town meeting, as we had previously discussed, which includes projector, an 83 by 144 inch screen, some dressing to go around it, appropriate number of microphones, 4 speakers, microphone on the podium, microphone on the board, microphones on the board table, microphone on the floor, on a floor stand for the audience, some additional curtaining behind both the podium and the board table, and that will help with some of the sound reverberation in there. And then labor for the engineer to set that all up, and then they'll also run the soundboard, so they'll kind of run
Test it,
the levels and everything, and
Yep.
make sure that the presentations display appropriately, and it would be for both the school
School and
board and the town, and as we discussed previously, we cover it. So I was pretty damn close on my estimate, so the total is $3,610. And that's full setup and tear down plus 2 AV technicians to operate the meeting, which is a total of 7 hours. So if the board thinks that we should proceed with that, I will make a motion to approve the AV services from Technical Video Inc. out of Latham, New York, in the amount of $3,610 for the town meeting and school board meeting production on March, is that 2nd? Yes, March 2nd.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made by Matt, seconded by Karen, discussion.
And this includes setup and
Yep,
takedown.
setup and tear
How
down.
long does it take from setup, does it say?
It'll take them about an hour.
Okay, I just want to make sure that the gym
Hour,
is
hour and a half.
available.
It is, I already took care of that.
Okay, okay,
I'm on it.
On it.
okay.
Already had that discussion today.
Yeah.
Steve?
We have a,
Similar question you asked Mark, do you have it in the budget?
We do,
We
actually.
do.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
We added
Because
that
we
on
actually-
Thursday. You
we
missed that
added it.
meeting,
You're
Steve.
pushing-
We added it just prior to approving.
Okay, observation, you're pushing him off for you know, for the door openers, well, geez, we'll see if we get it, and if not, you know, we'll have to revisit, and here, for something like 1,000 or 1,200 bucks less, you're ready to go with it.
Yeah.
Well-
Observation from my point, that's
On
all.
Thursday's meeting, we did add that into the budget, knowing that we couldn't move the location of town meeting this year to a better acoustically appropriate venue. So we're trying this.
That's all.
Yes, this is
Help
just
me
a
out, Mark.
trial basis. But don't underestimate the quickness with which it
Oh.
sequentially, it makes sense, to put new doors in, then put the lift on.
I think you should do it all at once.
Well,
There.
exactly.
Because then you gotta have them come back.
Separate
The terms of
discussion,
the
not
grant
part of
may
the,
not allow
not
that.
part of the motion on the floor.
Sorry.
Okay.
Never mind. Thank
All
you.
right. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Dan, can I just ask, so, I've never really, I don't know if the town clerk really is in charge of all the setting up, I don't know how the setting up happens, and.
I would think Jamie
Jamie
would
usually
be
does it.
most
Okay,
of
so I
that.
just wanna be sure that whoever is gonna be there helping with the setup has their information and all that kind
I'll
of
be
stuff.
there for it.
Yeah,
That's fine,
for
just
sure.
wanted to be sure.
Yep.
We will make sure it's safe.
And I've already talked to Jamie about that to make
No,
sure
that's
that
fine.
nobody was practicing in the gym, and
Good.
I've already been down that road.
Good.
Over by then.
Project manager.
Say that
It
again?
should pretty much be over by then, I would think, anyway.
Oh,
this
yeah,
season.
for sure.
I'll just sign this and get it all firmed up with Tony tomorrow, because I gotta get him our,
Okay,
tax exempt certificate.
yes, all right. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Didn't we already do that?
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, so we're good. You're gonna sign and,
I'll finalize that with Tony tomorrow.
okay.
Awesome.
Town administrator report,
Okay.
there's a couple of notes here.
Wait a minute, we have to do that contract and the liquor licenses.
Well-
So before we do that, are there other things that we should be keeping in mind for the town meeting plannings? Like I think the slides, revising the slides.
Yep,
So I'll work on the presentation for town meeting once, I think Karen, you're almost finalized with the report, right?
I'll work with you on
It's here
that.
Yeah.
in review.
Can we
So
do that
once
right
it's
here? Or I can
reviewed,
come to your house, maybe?
I'd probably do it over email, Dan.
Okay,
I'll-
that's fine.
Once the report's done, I'll build that, and I'll also pull up what we had for previous years, just to review those.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
have last year's.
Yeah, it's on SharePoint,
I don't know
so
if I have the.
they
previous
should
year,
all
but
be
I
in the
have last
SharePoint
year's.
drive, so I'll look at those.
Okay.
And then I'll build it, and I'll probably just put them in PDFs to you.
Yep.
I'll build them in Keynote so that we can do
Okay,
them. We're not gonna make a Tim Cook production, but I'll try to be as close as I can.
yeah,
Oh, music.
I think we're second,
I think we are
We are
second this
second
year.
this year.
yes, we do. Yep,
I won't have a final version until the end of the week, probably.
That's fine.
that's fine.
Yeah, I'll probably do it this weekend, or, yeah,
The file's big, so I'll have to send you.
I'll do it with Dropbox or something,
I can give you
or, yeah, I can
A
meet you and
USB.
just get a thumb drive.
because
That's fine.
We're close.
Okay.
All right. So the next item is the agreement for services by and between the town of Arlington and Bennington Regional Planning Commission. Do you want to just hit the highlights?
Yeah, this is for the revision of the town plan, the updating of the town plan. Nick Zias and Dara Zink, I think, are gonna also be working on this with the planning commission. And this is a lot of updates, information about town government and aims and goals and a lot of revisions, that has already been discussed with the board and the board approved applying for the grant. So this is just, we got the grant, it's just signing
Sweet.
the contract and moving forward.
Beautiful.
So I will entertain a motion to authorize me to sign. the,
So moved.
Yeah, second.
And this is the 9th. You'll have to change the date. It says day of January
January.
Does it really? Okay,
26th,
I'll
so
take care of
it's
that.
February.
Yeah, I'll cross that out.
But it's the
I'll-
9th,
Yeah.
so I will just put that in
Cross out January.
and cross off January and put February. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries, and that is signed. All right, we have, these are all liquor licenses, and my thought is to do them as a slate so as
Yes.
not to be
Agreed.
redundant. So if someone wants to write down the ones, who's gonna make the motion? The
I'll do it.
first one is Dollar General, DG Retail LLC.
And what is that? What licenses do they have? Just,
These are all second-class liquor licenses.
I think there's some tobacco
Actually, there's some
license.
tobacco licenses.
Yep, so they just have a second-class liquor.
So we'll do all the second-class liquor licenses first.
Okay.
And then the tobacco. So that's Dollar General. The next one is Arlington Deli Inc., which is across the street, catty corner from the Stewart's.
Formerly known as here.
Yep.
Third one, Stewart Shops, right?
And the third one, the second-class liquor license is, Stewart's Shops Corporation.
I'll make a
That's
motion.
those three.
I'll make a motion to approve second-class liquor license renewals for Arlington Deli Inc., Dollar General Retail LLC, and Stewart Shops Corporation.
Second.
Motion's made by Matt and seconded by Glenn to approve the second-class liquor licenses. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, these are all tobacco licenses. Actually, I think these are all related to tobacco, so there's two different ones.
There's a tobacco and then a tobacco supplement, right?
Right, for Stewart's, there's Stewart's has one of each, tobacco substitute endorsement, tobacco license. And then Arlington Deli has the same two. So the substitute and the,
Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve tobacco licensure and tobacco supplement licensure for Arlington Deli Inc. and Stewart Shops Corp.
Second.
motion's made by Matt and seconded by Glenn to approve the tobacco license and the supplemental tobacco endorsement, or substitute tobacco endorsement for Stewart's and for Arlington Deli. All those in favor signify by
Aye.
saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those are all approved. Nope,
No,
no
there's no
signatures,
signature
just
required
voice
on them
approval.
anymore.
Yeah, they used to sign all of them, everybody, but no longer. Okay. All right. Since we do have a brief executive, let's do the warrants first.
And can I just briefly give a
Yes,
verbal report?
go ahead.
I didn't achieve a written report, but I just wanna highlight for the board that, as you can imagine, I'm way behind on other things because of the whole town budget, town report. So I'm gonna be working on the MERP RFP, obviously. There's state highway things that need to be filled in. There's the covered bridge grant that I need to move forward. And then going back to the wastewater, there are some tasks to start with that. And then I also wanna start on the, question of job search for the land use administrator, and also, in case we still have a lister, we have 2 lister positions and we only have 1 candidate. So, we may be going out to recruit for that. So I'm gonna try to,
That would be for an appointment,
that
right?
would be for an appointment. And so I'm gonna try to get started on that material too. That's all, I just wanted to let you guys know what I was turning to. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, so does that bring us to warrants?
Check warrant report,
All right.
WD.
We will start with the Arlington Water Department warrants, and I will make a motion to approve check warrant report WD3 in the amount of $10,201.27. Most significant item on there is payment to Otter Creek Engineering for our wastewater study.
Okay,
I'll second.
Is that the final payment on that?
Yes,
Okay.
10,000.
Yep. Yep. Okay, good. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And that brings us to Town of Arlington warrants, and I will make a motion to approve check warrant report number 3 in the amount of $59,792.49. Biggest item out of here is our VLCT insurance payment, and looks like we had some Town of White Creek for plowing, sanding, United Ag and Turf for some truck maintenance, and Eastern Salt for our much needed salt.
Thanks. Second.
Motion made by Matt and seconded by Glenn to approve check warrant report number 3, $59,792.49. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, I need a motion to,
I'll make
is it
a,
personnel?
it's personnel.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that a premature discussion of a personnel matter would cause the municipality to suffer substantial disadvantage.
Second.
Motion's made by Matt and seconded by Glenn to establish the reason for the executive session as a personnel matter. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. And I'll make a motion to enter into executive session for said personnel matter, to invite Cynthia Browning, Town Administrator, to remain in the room, and we will also be inviting individually Mark, Highway Supervisor, and Willie Park, Crew Person Supervisor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's made by Matt and seconded by Glenn to enter into executive session for said personnel matter and invite Town Administrator Browning, road lead Mark Robinson, and Willie Knight, Park Supervisor, into the executive session separately. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I don't think we'll have any action coming out.
No, I don't think so.
So Janet, I'll take the final minutes after they come out of executive session.
Okay.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.